A major Arctic blast is targeting millions of Americans in the next 7 days, and the snow chances, they're rising fast as multiple systems dive south. Over 60 million people are in the direct path of what could be the coldest air in 5 years. And here's what should grab your attention. Some areas could see their first significant snow as early as tomorrow morning. The question you need answered: is your city about to get buried? By the end of this briefing, you'll know exactly when the Arctic air arrives, which cities face snow tomorrow, and the one weekend that changes everything for the Northeast. And right at the 30-second mark, I'll reveal which major corridor could see surprise accumulation tomorrow that most people aren't prepared for. Then at minute 5, the complete 7-day timeline broken down city by city. Here's what the latest computer models are showing that has forecasters on high alert. As promised, North Carolina and Virginia could see sneaky snow tomorrow that catches millions off guard. We're talking about accumulating snow along a corridor from Raleigh to Richmond to DC, and the timing? Morning rush hour. Most people have no idea this is coming. But here's the twist. Tomorrow's system is just the opening act. The real Arctic invasion arrives this weekend with temperatures plunging to dangerous levels. An unprecedented pattern is setting up over Canada right now. The polar vortex, that mass of Arctic air that normally stays locked up north, it's breaking loose. And when I say cold, I'm talking about temperatures that could drop to -10 to -20 degrees Fahrenheit across the upper Midwest by next weekend. That's cold enough to cause frostbite in under 5 minutes of exposure. Your morning commute? That becomes a life or death situation if your car breaks down. The GFS model, one of our primary forecasting tools, is painting a picture of relentless winter warfare. We're tracking not 1, not 2, but 4 separate snow-producing systems over the next 7 days. These are what meteorologists call ALBERTA CLIPPERS, fast-moving Arctic freight trains that can dump 3 to 6 inches in just a few hours, then race eastward, leaving chaos behind. Question: have you ever experienced 4 major winter systems in a single week? Most Americans under 50 haven't. This is old-school winter making a comeback. Let me show you what's already happening that proves this pattern is locked and loaded. December has delivered for some regions. Parts of the Midwest and interior Northeast already have significant snowpack on the ground, but others are wondering where the winter is. Well, the wait is over. The cold air is definitely on the way for everyone. Here's the critical setup. The jet stream has dipped into a deep trough pattern. Think of it as a highway for Arctic air to flow straight from Canada into the heart of America. And unlike typical patterns that last 2 to 3 days and move on, this trough is locked in place for at least 7 days, possibly 10. The atmosphere is showing what's called rising motion, or lift. This is crucial because lift creates clouds and precipitation. Combine that with Arctic air, and you get snow. Lots of it. And we're seeing this lift develop in multiple locations over the next week. Already today, it's been cloudy and dreary across the southeast. That's a short wave of energy creating lift near the Gulf Coast. But watch what happens tomorrow. A piece of energy gets caught in the flow and creates significant rising motion right over the cold air. This affects North Carolina and Virginia in a big way. The best part is coming at 3 minutes. Here's your detailed breakdown for tomorrow's sneaky snow event. This is Monday, December 8th. Here's what you need to know if you live in the Mid-Atlantic. Early morning, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., light snow develops across central North Carolina. Areas around Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Raleigh could see the first flakes. Morning rush hour 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., snow intensifies. This is the critical window. The pocket of lift extends from D.C. all the way down through Greensboro and into other portions of North Carolina. We're talking about a 200-mile corridor of potential accumulating snow during the busiest travel time. 1 to 3 inches possible. That's enough to create hazardous driving conditions. Greensboro, 2 to 4 inches. Schools may delay or close. 3 to 5 inches. Interstate 95 could become a parking lot. Washington, D.C., 1 to 2 inches. The Beltway will be a mess. Here's what makes this dangerous. Most people aren't expecting it. The forecast changed in the last 24 hours as models picked up on this coastal energy interaction. That means road crews might not be fully prepared. Salt trucks might not be pre-positioned. And commuters, they'll be caught off guard. Mid-morning 9 a.m. to noon, snow tapers off from south to north. But the damage is done. Accidents, delays, closures. Could you see flakes further south than Raleigh? Possibly, but that's probably where accumulation will be limited. But don't focus too much on tomorrow's system. That's just the appetizer. The main courses are coming Wednesday and then again this weekend. Wednesday, December 10th, another Alberta Clipper drops down from Canada. This one targets the Midwest and Great Lakes with renewed vengeance. Chicago 4 to 8 inches, with the snow arriving during afternoon rush hour. We've seen this movie before. Remember February 2011 when people were stranded on Lakeshore Drive for 12 hours? Don't let history repeat itself. Milwaukee, 6 to 10 inches. Blizzard conditions possible with wind gusts to 40 miles per hour. 5 to 9 inches, then lake effect kicks in off Lake Huron, could add another 4 to 8 inches in favored areas. Cleveland, 7 to 12 inches. This will be a significant event for Northeast Ohio. The interior Northeast also gets hit. Upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, you're looking at 6 to 12 inches from this system alone. Question: when's the last time you checked your emergency supplies? Because by Wednesday, stores will be cleaned out. But here's where it gets really interesting. That weekend system I mentioned? That's the one that could bring significant snow to areas that haven't seen any yet this season. Here at Minute 5, as I promised, the complete weekend forecast timeline. This upcoming weekend, Saturday, December 13th, and Sunday, December 14th. This is when the coldest air of the season so far crashes into the region, and with it comes snow potential for the Northeast corridor. The European ensemble, that's 51 different computer scenarios running simultaneously, is showing something fascinating. Multiple members are trying to phase the cold Arctic air with coastal moisture. When that happens, you get nor'easters, you get significant snow events. Look at the corridor that's lighting up: Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and points west through New York. This is the classic setup for New England snowfall. Boston, could this be your first accumulating snow of the season? The probability is rising. We're talking about potential for 4 to 8 inches if this system develops as forecast. Providence, similar story. Coastal Rhode Island has been snow-starved. This could change that. Interior Connecticut often does well in these patterns, 6 to 10 inches possible. New York City. Here's the million-dollar question. Can the 5 boroughs get in on this? It's possible. The track needs to be just right. Shift it 30 miles and you're the difference between all rain and 6 inches of snow. I'm watching this closely. Philadelphia, same situation. Could get in on the action if the storm tracks favorably. The ensembles are showing probabilities around 40 to 60% for accumulating snow in this corridor. In weather forecasting, that's significant when we're talking about areas that have seen 0 snow so far this season. But even if the coastal areas miss out on this weekend system, the lake effect machine is going to be in overdrive. That shot of Arctic air arriving Saturday, it's going to create massive temperature differences between the cold air and the still unfrozen Great Lakes. Buffalo, you know what's coming. Lake effect snow warnings are likely, could see 2 to 4 feet in the most favored areas south of the city. Syracuse, 12 to 24 inches of lake effect possible. Erie, Pennsylvania, heavy snow bands off Lake Erie. 1 to 2 feet, not out of the question. Watertown, New York, off Lake Ontario, you could see persistent lake effect for days. Totals could reach 3 feet in some locations. This isn't just about the snow, it's about the cold. Let me show you the temperature forecast that should make you stop and pay attention. By next weekend, the 850 millibar temperatures, that's about 5,000 feet above the ground, are forecast to crash to minus 15 to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything below minus 10 at that altitude means all snow. No mixing, no sleet, just pure, heavy snow. At the surface, we're looking at high temperatures in the single digits across the upper Midwest. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, you're looking at daytime highs of 0 to 5 degrees. Overnight lows, minus 10 to minus 20. Wind chills, minus 25 to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's legitimately dangerous. Exposed skin can freeze in under 10 minutes. Hypothermia becomes a real risk in under 30 minutes without proper clothing. The Northeast won't be much better. Highs in the teens and low 20s, overnight lows in the single digits. For cities like Boston and New York that are used to milder winters recently, this is going to be a shock to the system. Question: is your home ready for extended periods of sub-zero cold? Because this isn't a one-day cold snap. This pattern persists for at least 5 to 7 days. Let me give you the 7-day snowfall potential by region. These are the areas most likely to see accumulating snow between now and next Sunday. Highest confidence, 70 to 90% probability. Upper Midwest, 10 to 20 inches total from multiple systems. Great Lakes, 15 to 30 inches, including lake effect. Interior Northeast, 12 to 24 inches. Medium confidence, 40 to 60% probability. Mid-Atlantic, including parts of Virginia and Maryland, 3 to 8 inches from tomorrow's system. Coastal, Northeast, including Boston, 4 to 10 inches from weekend system. New York City Metro, 2 to 6 inches if weekend storm tracks right. Lower confidence, 20 to 40% probability. Philadelphia area, 1 to 4 inches. Central North Carolina, 1 to 3 inches from tomorrow only. Southern regions, flurries, possible but accumulation unlikely. Now, let me tell you what you need to do in the next 24 to 48 hours. Not next week, not when you feel like it. Right now. Step 1. If you're in North Carolina or Virginia, tonight is your last chance to prepare for tomorrow's snow. Get to the store now. Bread, milk, whatever you need. By 6 a.m. tomorrow, roads will already be getting slick. Step 2. Check your car's emergency kit. Blankets, flashlight, phone charger, snacks, water. If you get stuck in traffic tomorrow morning, these items keep you safe. Step 3. If you're in the Midwest or Northeast, you have 48 hours to prepare for the bigger systems. Stock up now while shelves are full. Water, non-perishable food, medications, batteries. Step 4. Test your heat backup systems. Fireplace, make sure the flue works. Generator, test it today and get fuel. Space heaters, check that they're functioning safely. Step 5. Protect your pipes. The cold coming this weekend can freeze pipes in hours. Insulate exposed pipes now. Know where your main water shutoff is. If pipes burst during sub-zero weather, you need to act immediately. Step 6. Clear your roof of any debris. The snow coming this week will add significant weight. Older roofs, especially in areas not used to heavy snow, could be at risk. But here's what concerns me beyond the snow and cold, the compound effect. When you get system after system with no warm-up in between, snow doesn't melt, it accumulates, it builds up, and that's when infrastructure starts failing. Power outages become more likely as ice and snow load on power lines increases. We saw this in Texas in 2021. When the grid isn't designed for extreme cold and it gets hit with it anyway, things break. Road crews can only keep up with so much. After the third or fourth system in a week, they run out of places to put the snow. Salt supplies get depleted. Equipment breaks down from overuse. Emergency services get overwhelmed. Ambulances can't reach people as quickly. Fire trucks struggle to navigate snow-packed streets. Police response times triple. The economic impact is real. Businesses close, people can't get to work, holiday shopping gets disrupted. We're talking about billions in economic activity that simply doesn't happen when cities shut down. Airlines are already adjusting. If you have travel plans this week, especially Wednesday or this weekend, check your flight status obsessively. O'Hare, Minneapolis, Detroit, LaGuardia, Logan, all these hubs will see delays and cancellations. Schools will close, not just tomorrow in North Carolina and Virginia, but throughout the week in various regions. If you're a parent, line up childcare options now. If you're a student, prepare for remote learning. Nursing homes and hospitals, these facilities need to ensure adequate staffing. During major winter storms, overnight shifts can't be relieved because day shift can't get there. If you have loved ones in facilities, call and ask about their emergency protocols. Question: what about your pets? Outdoor animals need shelter from this cold. At -20 wind chill, a dog can develop hypothermia in under 30 minutes. Bring pets inside. Make sure livestock have windbreaks and unfrozen water. Now let me address what some of you are thinking. But what about climate change? Aren't winters supposed to be getting milder? Here's the reality. Average winter temperatures are rising, but that doesn't eliminate extreme cold outbreaks. In fact, some research suggests that a warming Arctic destabilizes the polar vortex, making these southward plunges of Arctic air more frequent even as overall temperatures trend warmer. Think of it this way. You get fewer winter storms overall, but the ones you do get can be more intense. More moisture in a warmer atmosphere means heavier snowfall rates when conditions align for snow. This pattern we're seeing? It's consistent with what climate scientists have been warning about. More variable weather, more extremes, less predictable patterns. The good news is that modern forecasting gives us advance warning. 20 years ago, we might have seen tomorrow's snow system only 24 hours out. Now we can see it 3 to 4 days ahead. The weekend system? We're tracking it a full week in advance. Use that gift of time. Prepare now while you can. Let me give you the critical dates one more time because this is important. Monday, December 8th, sneaky snow hits North Carolina and Virginia. Morning rush hour is the danger zone. 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. is when it happens. Wednesday, December 10th, major clipper slams Midwest and Great Lakes. Afternoon into evening. Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, you're all getting hit during rush hour. Saturday, Sunday, December 13th to 14th, weekend storm potential for Northeast. This is the one that could finally bring snow to Boston, Providence, maybe New York City. And regardless of snow, the Arctic blast arrives. Dangerous cold for everyone from the Midwest to the East Coast. After that, the pattern stays cold and active. We could see additional systems in the December 15th to 20th timeframe. This isn't a one-and-done situation. This is sustained winter weather for at least 10 days, possibly 2 weeks. The Climate Prediction Center's outlook shows below normal temperatures persisting across 60% of the country through December 25th. That's Christmas week. If you have holiday travel plans, build in flexibility. Here's the honest truth about forecasting winter storms a week out. We know the pattern. We know cold air is coming. We know multiple snow systems are coming. What we don't know yet with absolute certainty is exactly where each system tracks. A shift of 50 miles can be the difference between 6 inches and nothing. A change in timing of 6 hours can mean snow during rush hour versus overnight when roads are empty. That's why you need to stay updated. These forecasts will be refined over the next few days as we get closer to each event. Tomorrow, I'll have a detailed update on how tomorrow's snow is shaping up overnight. Exact timing for your specific city. Then Wednesday morning, the latest on the Midwest Clipper. And by Thursday, we should have much better clarity on the weekend nor'easter potential. You don't want to miss these updates because details matter. The difference between preparing correctly and being caught off guard often comes down to having the latest information. Here's what I need you to do right now. Share this information. Send it to family and friends in the affected areas. Post it on social media. Email it to elderly relatives who might not be getting this forecast otherwise. Why? Because the more people who are prepared, the fewer emergencies we have, the fewer rescues needed, the fewer tragedies. You can literally help save lives just by sharing this forecast. And here's my commitment to you. I'll keep you updated every step of the way. No hype, no clickbait. Just straight meteorological analysis and actionable advice. This pattern is real. The cold is coming. The snow is coming. But if we're smart about it, if we prepare, if we help each other, we'll get through this just fine. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. And for those of you who love snow, fingers crossed you get what you're hoping for. I'll see you tomorrow with the latest updates.